You know the truth already, but you're in severe denial, and yet the truth keeps trying to break through. We know everything is the one consciousness, but we keep telling ourselves something different. The physicists know this. They're searching for the grand unified field theory. It's the one consciousness. They've got this deep intuition that it's the one thing. What some people do now is they deny the existence of consciousness. They'll say that they're essentially inert. Well, if the absurdity of that position cannot be appreciated, then you just have to leave them to that belief. But otherwise, the argument that we'll get is, well, when hydrogen atoms get into a certain pattern, then awareness arises. Well, I'd like to know how that happens. If you put hydrogen atoms into a certain pattern, we get sentience. Well, that's an item of belief, an item of faith. I would like to see an example of a pattern of insentient objects being put together and becoming sentient. I suppose this is what the Turing test is about, but then you'll get people arguing that there's no such thing as sentience. In which case, how can they be aware at all? How can they have any experience whatsoever? How can they communicate any experience? There has to be awareness in order for there to be experience. Anyway, that's an example of the denial that's in progress here. That's an example of the denial of the one awareness, the supreme nature of consciousness that's in denial. But as I said, you know this truth. You'll say that you are one entity. You are an individual. There's no disputing this. But when we start looking into it, what exactly are you made up of? Are you made up of the body? Are you the body? Well, we've examined that before. The body's changing all the time. Anyway, I don't actually want to look into it because this is the sort of inquiry we've done before. All the different aspects of you are not actually you. They all exist as aspects of you. They all exist within your consciousness. It's your consciousness which is you. But we try to explain it away, don't we? That this consciousness is an epiphenomenon of the body. It's a kind of illusion, a subjective illusion. But we have this feeling all the time, don't we? We have this feeling that we're one homogeneous self. This is who I am. Okay, my body's changing all the time, my moods are changing all the time. What else is there? My tastes change. So everything's changing. But we have this sense, don't we, of that one unchanging self. We know this truth. And yet we deny it. We'll say that when the body goes, I go. We'll take on board the idea that we're just a bunch of atoms put together, which have created this phenomenon of awareness by some mysterious mechanism, yet to be anywhere near explained or identified. We might react against all that and start believing in some crude notions about having a soul, about spirit and matter. That's our reaction against it. But the point is, we know this oneness is our deepest intuition, and we operate from it in many different ways. We come up with these words which encompass the unity of experience. Just as we talk about dreams encompassing all the experience, all the great variety of experience we have in our dreams, we label that dream. And we'll label all of life experiences. We can put one word onto it, life. You see what's happening here? We have this tendency to create these umbrella terms which encompass everything. Life, the universe, and everything. But the greatest umbrella term is Brahman. Brahman. This is the one thing, the one consciousness. This is the reality of our being. It's the reality of everything. It's the supreme umbrella term. It's the reality we keep denying, we keep avoiding. Drop resistance and enter into your true nature. You're not going to get sucked into any cult beliefs. Believe me, it's okay. It's okay, don't worry. You carry on with your life. But stop living your life in denial. Live it in appreciation of your very own consciousness.